Hello, hello. Dr. Brett Spradlin here at Divine Design Natural Health, and we have a brand new event for you entitled, this is Volume 7 of Lies Doctors Tell. Is there anybody in the room today? Wow. Rowdy crowd. Come on in, darling. And they're still filing in. They're still filing in.
Standing room only.
Standing room only. All right, let's tear right into this because we got a bunch of announcements and things and, some other time-wasting things we have to do at the very beginning. But let's tear right into this. You ready? Let's do it, Ryan. Oh, and if I call you Jonathan tonight, Ryan, I apologize. I'm just used to Jonathan back there. So, let's tear into this. Current events and announcements. Do not forget all the wonderful things happening in the world, such as the AMA taking licenses from all your medical doctors and your doctors of osteopathy who defy the COVID narrative. We talked about this a little while ago. We've done 6 of these classes before called Lies Doctors Tell. The last one we did was October of last year. This is Volume 7. I'm already knee-deep in Volume 8 and Volume 9. The Lies Doctors Tell never stop. And here's why. Because the AMA only incentivizes lying. So the American Medical Association is taking licenses from people who do not go along with the official government-sponsored genocide narrative. Next. Also, the American Medical Association now supports child mutilations. Don't trust your medical doctors. See where this is going. So we warned you of this a long time ago. This is here. It's happening. Next. Dr. Bronner turned furry, if you remember this one from Volume 6, a while back, Part 6. I just wanted to mention it again. If all of you out there forgot that Dr. Bronner now thinks he's not man, not woman, not he, not she, and he thinks he's a cat. So we have dropped all use and long-term endorsement of their products, period. We won't tolerate that nonsense. Next. Remember all those TikTok dances while hospitals were overwhelmed? Remember all that? It's crazy. Next. Insurance companies have noted a 40% increase in death since the advent of the lethal injection rolled out in 2021. Continue. 25-year-old got a pacemaker after receiving the lethal injection. This was reported to me by a patient who's also a nurse. We have a lot of patients who are nurses. We have a lot of patients who are medical professionals. And so this particular person relayed to me that they knew of a 25-year-old that got a pacemaker after the lethal injection.
Yeah, but there've been a lot of heart.
There's been a lot of heart things. Yeah, we'll talk more about that. Here's one thing I wanted to show you too, because I've been warning you about this for years, ever since this rolled out. Dentists are going to install the bioweapon upgrades in the next wave of lethal injections. People often ask why. Why would that be? Well, think about it. They're really good with needles, aren't they? So when the next thing rolls out, they're going to be installing, and your body modification people, all of your tattoo artists, would love to get a government handout for installing a chip in your right hand or your forehead. So the COVIDs is the only vaccine added to the American Dental Association codes in dental software. We warned you about this 2 years ago. Here it is. Here's a screenshot. Right there. Nosebleed seats up in the balcony. You probably can't see this. But right here, it says this is from a dental office. This is a patient. Came in and said, you've talked about this in your classes. What does it say right here? Pfizer, this is the CPT codes. Pfizer, this is in their software. BioNTech, COVID-19, vaccine administration, first dose, second dose. Moderna, first dose, second dose. AstraZeneca, first dose, second dose. Janssen, COVID-19, vaccine administration. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 codes in their software for dentists to administer vaccinations. So you all thought I was kidding years ago when I said pretty soon you'll have to get your COVID's hoax shot, lethal injection, bioweapon upgrade in order to get your teeth cleaned. It's coming. It's coming. I told you this was coming. Next. Train derailments have poisoned the land, air, and water all around the nation. While many have been distracted by celebritards at the Satanic Grammys, the annual Stupid Bowl halftime show, and fake Chinese spy balloons, be ready for the next thing coming, which is the fake alien invasion coming to a hologram near you. Just put that on the calendar. It's coming. People have changed. Therefore, so has our selection process of who is allowed in our front door. This is for your safety and the safety of your family, as well as ourselves. I was going to insert a little video that Nadia shot probably a week or two ago of somebody walking down the street. It was too creepy. I didn't want to freak anybody out, and I didn't want to get There it is. See, they already know. The sirens are coming for me. I hear sirens all day long, every day, sirens. There it is, again. So people have changed. What that means is there was a lady walking by that didn't look human. And so people ask, why do we have the buzz gate on the front door? Now, there's a lot of reasons. That's part of it. And here's the next thing. We did add the buzz gate. We call it the buzz gate. Kind of a fun word for a locking door up front, right? Buzzword at the front, buzz gate at the front door. This is for the safety and privacy of everyone as well, because we got a lot of people getting shipped in here from a lot of people that don't belong here from big cities. And now you're starting to see it on the sidewalks. You're starting to see it on the roads. You're starting to see it in the dumpsters. You're starting to see it in the back behind these buildings. Church of God of Prophecy already has locks on all their doors. You have to have a key card to get into the building over there. So we kind of approached them and said, hey, we've seen some crazy stuff. And, you know, when they make the rounds and they want to shut down all the natural health places, how about if we have a lock on the door? How about that? Nobody gets in here. So that's for our safety and for you. So just FYI. And before we move on right into the nitty gritty of all this, just remember, 2.5 years ago, YouTube censored us. 2.5 years ago, Vimeo censored us. And make sure that you know where your information is coming from, because you're not going to find the truth on Google, and you're not going to find the truth. What was it? Just today, Canada. Google is censoring what news Canadians can see. That just came out today or yesterday. So just know, if you think you're going to hop online and find the magical cure for your stage 4, level 5 women's lingerie, floor 13 cancer with your baking soda and your apple cider vinegar, you're going to wish, you're going to pray, you're going to hope that you know somebody like us in a place like what we're doing here to help you through those things, so that you're not subjected to the misinformation and disinformation that they are subjecting you to through the search engines. FYI, because it's going to lead you down WebMD, and it's going to lead you down Medscape, and it's going to lead you into the arms of a pharmaceutical company. So just know that we've been deplatformed permanently from a few different platforms because we're speaking the truth and they don't like it. That's fine. That's why we broke out and put all of our stuff on 5 other video platforms. So see our website for all the video platforms. BitChute, Brighteon, Rumble, Facebook, I think it still allows us somehow, and Odyssey. In light of that, another thing I wanted to mention too is we're rolling out a Divine Design Natural Health Academy, which will be all videos and quizzes, because it's just too much stuff for people to learn to try to avoid being killed by your own government in 15-minute visits. So what we've done is we've made an academy, and it'll be all available for people. The reason that we're doing that, a friend of mine who has a 62-course, 1 terabyte of files. He's done it for 9 years. He has it on Teachable, which is like a Kajabi, like an online learning platform. Well, they deplatformed him, took his entire school down because he does not go along with the COVID thing and the COVID's hoax. And so some of his classes were on COVIDs. Some of his classes were on masks. Some of his classes were on social distancing, and it doesn't, the stupidity of it. And so Teachable, a Kajabi-like online learning platform, just completely dismissed all of his stuff, deplatformed in 9 years. The last 9 years, all of his stuff. And now he doesn't even have access to it. He can't even go and download it. What do? 9 years of stuff gone. A terabyte of data gone. Can't get a hold of it. And other than that, and some of you might have seen new faces. Samantha and Heidi are now full-time with us, so make sure to say hi to them. Make sure, I just realized, like putting this all together, I hadn't introduced you guys. So we'll make sure to invite Samantha up later on and make fun of her in front of cameras. We'll make sure to throw things and make sure that she knows that she's welcome here, as well as Heidi. I'm sure Heidi's still around somewhere. Okay, next. Mainstream media has actually, I put this is a list. I want you to see this. This is the stupidity, and this is what your doctors are going to have to go along with. Mainstream media has actually reported all of the following reasons for the recent increases in sudden death. You mentioned all the increases in sudden death, Cheryl. You want to see why all the increased sudden death? Here's a list. Make sure you write all of these down. There's media, articles, experts, scientists say all of these things are responsible for the sudden death, spike of the sudden death, the 40% of all the insurance companies figuring it out, right? Here it is. Number 1, eggs. Number 2, cold weather. Number 3, wait a minute. There's articles. I could show you articles written by experts. All of these things. I could show them all to you. Warm weather. Number 4, gardening. Number 5, climate change, which is neither global nor warming. It was never global, and it has never been warming, so they had to change it to climate change. Number 6 is sunlight. Number 7 is football. Number 8, sleeping positions. Some of you have seen these. You've seen the articles. Number 9, sleeping with the TV on. Half of America would be dead. Number 10, sweating. Number 11, daylight savings. Remember that? Remember? They said that. Number 12, energy bill prices. Oh! Sudden heart attack, right? Number 13, air pollution. Who's causing most of the air pollution, Gordon? Who's causing most of the air pollution? Stop climate engineering, investigate geoengineeringwatch.org. Gordon, the only dude that I know in my entire life that actually has a t-shirt advertising geoengineeringwatch.org for climate engineering. Hilarious. I love that. I love that. So air pollution, the air pollution that they're causing on purpose. Number 14, shoveling snow. I remember I saw that article. Number 15, turning your head too quickly. If that's the case, don't you dare go to a chiropractor. Number 16, cooking oils. Well, no kidding. Number 17, sitting down. Don't you dare. Number 18, traffic noise.
New York City.
Oh yeah, all those sirens. Number 19, humidity. Number 20, car fumes. Number 21, gas stoves, of course. Has nothing to do with chemtrails. Has everything to do with gas stove. Number 22 is racism. Number 23 is video games. Number 24, reason for sudden death. Final one, breathing. But it's definitely, what does this say? Not the thing you think it might be. I don't know what that means. But it's definitely not the thing you think it might be. That is the state of your media. That's the state of your scientism. That's the state of your medicine. That's the state of your banking. It's all fake. So don't go looking for somebody like me on Google thinking you're going to find them. And don't go looking for your own solution because they'll funnel you into WebMD and Medscape tomorrow. Now, we did part 1 back in March of 2020 of Lies Doctors Tell. Reason why. Since the 9 years I've been in practice now, I had kept a detailed diary, so to speak, of all of the asinine, maniacal lunacy that I had heard patients report to me about what their doctors had said. As time went by, I started to gain more and more healthcare professionals as patients, and they would relay to me what they had heard doctors say to patients and what doctors had said to them. And I kept building this massive list of, like, I put it in the WTF file, like, wow, I can't believe somebody actually told another human being some of this stuff. And what I did was I ended up building it into now, this is volume 7. The first one we did in March of 2020, March 16th, it's crazy. The second one we did in April 2020. The third one we did in July of 2020. And the fourth one we did in December. So we did one each quarter back in 2020. Then we did part 5 in April of 2022. We skipped a couple of years. And then so now we are on to, and we did part 6 in October of 2022. So just last year we did 2 of them. So we did 4 in 2020 and we did 2 in 2022. It took me a while to save up. It took me a while to build up all my Lies Doctors Tell. But I'm already knee deep into volume 8, so stay tuned. This is volume 7, so let's get right into it. And what I'll do is I'll start, let's discuss this too. The start, right at the very, very beginning. So since February 2014, some of you know we just did a 9-year anniversary of Divine Design. I've heard and recorded these comments made to patients like yourselves. There are a few other reasons why we do this. Let's look. Because I wanted to document all the lunacy because it was too much. I thought, wow, this is going to be some memoirs for me later on when I'm retired on a beach in the middle of the, in the middle of chemtrails flying across the sky, fluoride water in my Dixie cup, on a beach strewn with trash and people's lost immune systems, masks all over the place. But I wanted to document it because it was too much. I didn't believe it. And then as time went by, I would hear more and more of the same things from people. But this is what your healthcare believes. And it has become, and has become as stated by varied medical professionals in various specialties. Some of them occupational therapy, some of them physical therapy, some of them respiratory therapy, some of them nurses, some of them PAs, some of them pharmacists. I mean, I've heard this from a lot of different people. These beliefs are widespread across time and geographical location. In other words, you'll hear stuff like, hey, I'll, on the phone, a friend of mine say, and he'll say, hey, have you ever heard one of your patients tell you this, that a doctor told them? And I'd go, huh, yeah, absolutely, not long ago. What'd they tell you? How'd they tell you? And so what we came to find out was like, wow, they're teaching this in medical schools, and it's geographically, it's across the nation because you start hearing the same weird stuff at the same times if you talk to people like me in other parts of the nation. So that's part A. Part B. To emphatically prove the inaccuracy of the some of these statements, you just shake your head, of the statements as documented by thousands of recorded and written testimonials after patients recover here and awaken to true biblical health care. We prove the inaccuracy of the statements as documented by all of our testimonials because some of the stuff, you'll see it, some of the stuff is like, oh, you'll never recover from this. Well, really? We've got testimonials of people recovering from just that thing. And then part C is this. To echo the sentiment of our patients, many of whom are medical professionals who would be reprimanded or persecuted for making these things known, they are in disbelief just as I. So basically what I'm saying is all the medical professionals, they come to me and they give me a whole download on some of the stuff because they can't go say this on camera in front of a bunch of people. They'd get fired. So they unload it to me because they can't say it themselves. And then D, to illustrate what your friends and family have been or will be told so as to prepare you to hear the same. You're going to hear some of these things and you're going to go, yep, that was my uncle, that was my aunt, that was my grandma, that was my grandpa, that was my kid. So let's get right into it. I'm going to read through all the old ones, like 100 of them. Hang on tight. I'm going to read through these. We won't get into the commentary. We won't get into the answer. We won't get into the lie that it actually is. Go back and watch the old ones because you won't believe some of these and we don't have time to cover them. I just want to prove to you a point, some of the stupidity that medicine has foisted onto people in the last 50, 60 years. So part of lies doctors tell part 1 is your organ isn't working. It's a safe drug as long as you're past the first trimester. Chiropractic is only good for neck pain, back pain, headache. That's what some people, medical doctors, yeah, go ahead. That's fine. You'll eventually have to learn to live with the pain. That's completely normal for your age. How nice is that? Next, keep going. Stay away from salt. You've heard this one before. You need 8 glasses of water per day. You have to stop eating vegetables. Keep going. Your intestines are too long. That's got to be one of my favorites. Medical doctors telling people that your intestines are too long. Why would they tell people that? To cut out their intestines. Yes. Number 10, we need to constantly monitor your blood sugar, but sugar doesn't have any impact on your health. I know some of you in this room have heard that. Number 11, people are healthier now compared to the past. Number 12, stay out of the sun, it will give you cancer. Number 13, you'll die without this medication. Number 14, implants are safe. You'll never need to replace them. As a matter of fact, 50 years after you're dead, they'll dig up your body and they'll still be there. That's what they tell people. You have too much stomach acid. That's how they foisted the Nexium, Zantac nonsense on people in the 90s. You have too much stomach acid. That is a technological, that is an absolute physiological impossibility in the human body. It can't happen. Number 16, they've lived a good long life. Yep. So if you want to hear that was part 1 of Lies Doctors Tell back in March of 2020. That was part 1. If you want to know the commentary on some of this stuff and how it's a lie of Lies Doctors Tell, you can go back and check that out. Let's get to part 2 next. Part 2 was, go ahead, Rye.
It's got a commercial break.
Oh, do we have a do we? Let's go on. Let's get through this part 2. Yeah, we'll do it right at the end. Sorry. Number 2. Thank you for correcting me, though. I appreciate it. Number 17, your condition is hereditary. That's a lie. Number 18, if you'd have waited 1 more month, you'd be dead. That's a lie. Number 19, you need this pill, but I wouldn't take it either. This part is real. That's a lie. Nobody needs a pill. Number 20, sure, come off your meds. No big deal. You see how these are lies? You see how you've heard some of these from medical doctors? You've heard some of these. Your family and the world is falling apart because of these lies, because people have believed these lies to be true. Number 21, your bladder is too small. Why would they do that? More surgery. Number 22. Well, wait. And think of it this way, too. Who made your bladder too small? How did your bladder get too small?
God made it.
God made a mistake.
God made it that way, so God screwed it up. But wait. We're talking about medical doctors who are, by and large, 100% atheists, aren't we? So they're blaming a God that they don't believe in for your problem. See how weird that is? Number 22, you have baby skin. What would that do for you? Ensure surgery later on, right? And steroids. You're in remission. That's a lie. If you've ever heard of anybody that had cancer, you're in remission. That's a lie. It's a complete, total lie. Number 24, let's wait 6 months and see if the lump gets bigger. It's not necessarily a lie. It's just somebody not wanting to do their job. Number 25, the benefits outweigh the risks. You heard that with the COVID's hoax, lethal injections, right? Number 26, we need to keep your blood thin with baby aspirin. Number 27, and you've all heard that one. How long were you a nurse, Awita?
Over 50 years.
Over 50 years. Are some of these sounding familiar?
Mm-hmm.
You worked in this field. Sounding familiar?
Mm-hmm.
We need to keep your blood thin with baby aspirin. I guarantee you, every aunt and uncle and grandma and grandpa, represented by the people in this room, have heard that lie. And it has resulted in dead livers, dead kidneys, dead people. It's resulted in so much death and destruction, just that one right there alone. So if you just get this, one little chunk out of this class, understand that aspirin is a physiological poison to the human body. There is no such thing as there's no reason to take aspirin, period. Number 27, your child has ADD and needs daily pharmaceuticals. That is being heard all over the world, everywhere. Let's just manage your pain. We've done everything we can do. That's a lie. Number 30, we don't know what causes it, but the drug will fix it. Number 31, you've heard that one. She's sitting here just shaking her head left and right because she's probably heard every one of these. Number 31, the drugs are finally working. Number 32, if you're 2 inches shorter, insurance will cover your gastric bypass.
What's that got to do with it?
Good question. So Cheryl asked,
I'm short.
what does that have to do with it? Because your BMI, your gastric bypass surgery, whether the insurance pays for it or not, is based upon your body mass index. So if the doctor says something like, if you were a little shorter, the ratio of your weight to your height would fall within the range where your insurance would cover it. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nod, nod, right? So the doctor would be saying, how tall are you, really? Really? In order to what?
To get the surgery done.
To get the insurance to pay for the surgery. Because if the insurance doesn't pay for the surgery, are you going to hack yourself open?
No.
See how that works? I mean, some of this stuff is just so evil and so downright despicable. You just shake your head and you go, they told you what?
Mangala still exists.
Dr. Mengele still exists. And it's called Medicare. Because your socialized health care that's in Canada right now, it's no different than your Medicare. They're doing medical assistance in dying, so they're actually killing kids in Canada who are depressed, or old people who don't have money, who are homeless, or they don't have money to pay for their health care. So everybody says, oh, socialized medicine, get the government to pay for everything. Oh, that'd be great. Really? No. Horrible idea. Because now you've got one of the top leading causes of death in Canada is the government. Because now they're going around with suicide mobiles just killing people.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. But this right here, that's the way it works with your colonoscopies. That's the way it works with your mammograms. Hey, you're changing your insurance. Let's make sure to do this right now before your insurance coverage changes. I think that's another lie I put in here. But anyway, so that was part 2. Lies Doctor Sell part 3, coming right up. Let's do, I know that, that throws you off, man. I'm sorry. Let's do commercial break. Ready? You're good? Come on up. Everybody hoot and holler and throw things at Samantha. Oh, yeah.
It turned on.
Oh, you got it?
Yep,
There you go.
got it. Okay, so this patient has been here for about 2 years. She said, I had a spreading rash on the inside of my elbow that was an 8 out of 10 on the itchy scale. Dr. Spradlin adjusted my arm, and 12 hours later, the rash was completely gone. I don't understand how this works, but I don't care. Praise the Lord, no more itching. That's awesome.
Praise the Lord, no more itching.
Yep.
I don't know how it works, but hallelujah. It's fine. You don't have to know how it works, but it works. All right. Truthers in 2023, trying to explain what PSYOP is a distraction for what PSYOP. Nord Stream, Twitter files, UFOs, Epstein client list, eggs, spy balloon, food processing plants, Ukraine, Ohio train derailment, Biden laptop, police killing, Project Veritas, Pfizer drop. I mean, it's like, how many distractions could you possibly have from what's really going on in the world? And there's millions of people dying all over the place, but you've got so many distractions to choose from. Next. When my mom asked me to say grace, and I say, "Dear Lord, protect us from the statists who worship the pedophile death cult." Oh. Oh, that kills. That just kills. Okay, next. Reminder that the people not reporting on this supposedly had your health as their top priority over the last 3 years. Remember the media people who aren't talking about the biggest disaster in American history were all about your health 3 years ago. Remember that. And they're the same people saying that you can wear a diaper on your face and be totally healthy, but yeah, breathing that is no problem. They're the same people. Next. So what are the kids into these days? Glorified mental illness? Unbelievable. Next. Normies. If you don't vote, how do you expect to change things? Me? Cranking the wheel on the guillotine. Yep. Oh, that's funny. Okay, yeah, nobody got that one. Okay, next. Elephant in the room. There you go. I don't know anybody who's unvaccinated who's dying, do you? I don't either. Next. Yeah. Children get injected with formaldehyde, aluminum hydroxide, bovine serum, monosodium glutamate, WI-38, human diploid lung fibroblasts, porcine circovirus type 1, and MRC5 cells, including DNA and protein, during a wellness visit to their pediatrician. I could tell you what all this stuff is here, but you've got other human cells right here, and you've got other human cells right here. So, when people say that they have an autoimmune disease, you do not have an autoimmune disease. Your body is not attacking tissues of yourself. Your body is attacking tissues of not yourself. Why? Because you have other people's DNA in you. That's at a wellness visit. That's flu shots. And the kids getting sicker, or are the kids getting healthier? How about the back row over here? What do you guys think? Are the kids getting healthier, or are the kids getting sicker?
Sicker.
Every year. Any idea why? Could be this right here. By the way, the crowd doubled when you guys filed in. I love that. I love that. Next. Okay, so Lies Doctors Tell Part 3. Here we go. We'll just run through these. Just blast through them, Ryan. We can stop the bleeding with a hysterectomy. The shot's safe and effective. Your diet looks fine to me. Eat anything you want. It's bone on bone. You're going to need surgery. He might never walk or talk again. We need more imaging to be sure. We can stop the bleeding. Keep going. The reaction definitely wasn't because of the drug or the vaccine. Sleep apnea is deadly. You have to have a CPAP. How many of you have heard that? Your moms, your dads, right? It's time for your colonoscopy. That's a lie. Infant well baby visits are necessary for healthy children. See why we put that one in there? That's called a wellness visit. Unbelievable. Your vitamin D level's all right? Don't go over that. We should do the surgery before your insurance runs out. There it is. Birth control pills and the HPV vaccine will not license your daughter for promiscuity. Number 50, one of my favorites, is that's not possible. Number 51. Oh, we share germs around here. Yeah, everybody, we share germs. Lies Doctors Tell Part 4. I'll blast through these too. The antidepressants or blood thinners or whatever, nausea meds, yada yada, won't harm your fetus. They're fine during pregnancy. Has anyone in this room ever heard that? They're fine. You can take the toxic pharmaceutical poisons. It's fine while you have a baby human growing in your stomach. It's fine. It's no big deal. It won't hurt you. Tell that to the thalidomide babies of the 1950s, right? How many of you remember? Number 52, there's nothing but time that can help this. Lie. Number 53, we'll schedule your surgery. Keep taking your drugs, but stop all your supplements. Sound familiar?
Yes.
A nurse of 50-some years has heard that. How many times have you heard that? A lot. Yep. Happens all the time. They'll tell you, don't you dare take those supplements, but make sure you're killing yourself on time. Okay? It's normal to leak urine after childbirth. Kegels won't help. It's just normal. It's just normal. Everybody does it. Yeah, everybody. It's normal. It's time for your mammogram. If you're going to be around your grandkids, you really got to get your DTaP shot. 57, your kid should never be around those who are unvaccinated. Lie. Nausea, bloating, pain are normal during pregnancy. Of course. We'll schedule your C-section when the time is right. Your diabetes is not yet bad enough for a drug. Kids don't get fevers when they're teething. Now that you're 65, you need to come in every 3 months because things are going to start happening to you. What happens when you're 65? Why is that?
Because you go on Medicare.
Medicare, which is what? Government health care. Interesting. Do people live a long time after they go on Medicare? Not usually. They usually start going down. So why every 3 things are going to start happening to you? How do they know? Because they're the ones doing it. It's not hard. Not hard to figure that one out. We don't know what's wrong. Your child must be allergic to breast milk. How is that possible? Yeah, but like I said, some of these have some really funny commentaries and some notes, and the ways that we were told these lies from patients and from medical doctors and from other healthcare people. Some of them, you just have to go back and listen to them. The baby is allergic to its mother. Your internal thermostat's broken. Don't drink the water. Drink Gatorade. You got to have electrolytes. That's a lie. The story I tell about the Gatorade thing usually blows people's minds. If you've been dealing with it for 2 years, it's probably nothing serious. Means we don't want to have to look at it. You've been dealing with it for 2 years. It's just part of growing older, you know? We took out your gallbladder during your gastric bypass. Your mother also had hers removed. Your problem's genetic. That was actually told to a patient that told me this. I couldn't believe it. Your child was born without an immune system. That's impossible. I know you're talking about the Boy in the Bubble movie. I get it. It's impossible. It won't happen. It can't happen. Swelling at the site of injection is perfectly normal. How many of you heard that in the last 3 years? Next. 71. We need to do ultrasound to check for birth defects. Ultrasound causes the birth defects. I know that's going to be very unpopular. You don't want to hear that, but go look it up yourself. Go try to find it in the world of Google. Ultrasound. The mistake families make is to feed their dying loved ones. It only makes it harder for the body to shut down. That's a good one. That's a good one. So stop feeding your dying loved ones. And then part 5. Here we go. It's silent acid reflux, low iron, wellness exam, breast milk. Nope, just do chocolate milk, Pediasure, and candy bars. Your kids can't do your breast milk. Somebody, I've really, recently, I can't believe that. That was a recent one. If you don't get that gallstone removed, it's going to be cancer. Young man, drugs are for sale, not to be taken. That story that I go into there, interesting story. Yes, your 1-year-old gets the same dose of antibiotics as your 4-year-old. Is perfectly fine. Weird, right? This is your healthcare. This is medicine. This is medicine. Your drugs are finally working. Oh, that's one of my favorites. Next. 81, you have polyps in your gallbladder. That's an impossibility, by the way. Your gallbladder needs to come out because the water in eastern Tennessee is so bad. Somebody told me that one. We have to put you on blood pressure meds before we do your surgery. Why would they do that?
Because they're going to be putting you to sleep, and
they're going to be putting you to sleep. They're going to be putting you through a trauma of surgery. So they have to put you on blood pressure meds so that you're properly poisoned while you're in surgery. Is it a cover? It's a cover your ass, not for the patient. It's a cover your ass for the hospital and for the anesthesiologist. Understand that. That's not for you. That's for them. CPAP, I've heard that one so many times. Don't eat dark greens. Your elderly mother is ravaged by dementia. She can't tell us which drugs she's taking. Punchline, she wasn't on any drugs. Funny. Next. If you have 2 teeth to extract, insurance will pay. If you only get 1 extracted, you have to pay. Sound familiar? Like the BMI one? Like the gastric bypass? We got the whole tumor. Lie. Chemotherapy and radiation are your only hope. Lie. We need imaging for whatever condition. Lie. You have to have a C-section. You ran out of amniotic fluid. Your placenta's old. It stopped pumping blood like it should. Perfect. Can't do surgery on you or your tumor until we fatten you up. You have to eat sugar, Hostess cakes, and Dr. Pepper. Oh my God. Who makes this up? And you'll hear that all over the country. You'll hear some variation of that all over the country. You're just a bleeding child. They wanted to know why her skin was falling apart and she was just bleeding as a kid. And the doctor said to her, "You're just a bleeding child. You're just bleeding." Like her skin's falling apart. How are you going to fix her skin falling apart? Well, you can't fix it with drugs and surgery. There's no way to fix that with drugs and surgery. See? You're just a bleeding child. Blame it on the patient, right? Your right thumb's not connected to your left thumb. The story behind that one's kind of funny. Number 95, we have to look at your kidney labs to make sure they're healthy enough since we're going to have to put you on another heart drug. Nurse of 50 years. What does that mean?
That means they're killing your kidneys and they want to make sure that they can handle it.
That means they're killing your kidneys and they want to make sure before they put you on another heart drug to look at your kidney labs to make sure they're healthy enough. In other words, or you could say it this way, to make sure we're not killing you too fast. Because the drugs that we're going to give you are very, very toxic drugs. Because there is no such thing as a drug that's not toxic. So we have to check your kidney labs to make sure that your kidneys can handle the toxins that we're about to kill you with. 96, just ice it and elevate it. There's a funny story behind that one. We won't get into it, but if you want a good laugh, check that one out. And then getting into number, it's commercial break. Let's welcome Samantha. I want you to really throw some big stuff back there. Grab those spitballs and the ice cubes. Step up front and center, darling. Right here. I don't want him to throw out a shoulder. I got to fix it.
All right. So this patient has been here for about 6 months. She said, "I have had weak and flimsy nails all of my life. I always thought it was just normal to have unhealthy nails, and I would constantly be going to the nail salon to cover them up. I constantly dealt with peeling, breaking, and bleeding cuticles. I didn't even realize until months of going to Divine Design, but now my nails are so strong, long, and pretty. I've been getting compliments on them frequently. I also never even have to touch my cuticles anymore. Thank you, Dr. Spradlin and the Divine Design team." It's awesome.
Yay. Ladies, think of the amount of money we're going to save you on manicures. It's unbelievable. Think about that. Wow, tough crowd. Nobody's laughing at my manicure joke. Usually they roar at that one. But yeah, I remember being a kid and wondering, why are my nails constantly falling apart and peeling off in sheets, and my cuticles were hanging out, and I'd get them caught on the blankets, and it was horrible. My toenails, same way. Everything was just falling apart. Why? Why would that happen? Nutrition. Nutrition. So if you change somebody's nutrition, does their skin get better? Does their hair get better? Does their hair start regrowing? I mean, look at Gordon. We've been working on his hair now for like 5 years. He's finally got the peach fuzz, see? He didn't have the stuff on the side before. No, but their hair gets better, their skin gets better, their nails get better. Why? Because everything that you are is something that you ate long ago. So just don't be cheap and fast and easy. Wow, that was a barn burner of a joke too. Just plowed right through that one. Okay, and then, let's say what we meme. Let's meme what we say. Let's have a laugh. Conspiracy Theorists 2020, and then 2023. This is me. I picked up that jacket at a thrift shop. It's nice. I paid $50 for that thing. That was a steal, wasn't it? Okay, next. Remember what I told you. If something needs to be normalized, then it isn't normal. Man, tough crowd. Tough crowd. That is a good one. Thank you very much. Who said that? Who said that? Yes, that is a good one. Thank you. If something needs to be normalized, It ain't normal. When your conspiracy theories consistently come true, you graduate to being a conspiracy therapist.
That's good.
That is a good one. Yep. Yeah, check this out. This is fabulous. This is real. This is real. Canadian province decriminalizes cocaine and heroin. Raw milk is still illegal. British Columbia has undertaken a 3-year experiment of decriminalizing small amounts of hard drugs, including cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and MDMA. Are you paying attention yet? That was February 4th. It was 3 weeks ago. Raw milk, outlawed. Street drugs, no problem. That's how much your government loves you, FYI. That's how much your government loves you. That's Canada. It's coming here. It's coming here. It's on the way. What partly cloudy used to look like, what partly cloudy looks like now. Gordon, do you want to come up and teach for a half hour? I might just give you the mic and go home. Okay, next. So this is people living paycheck to paycheck, being held hostage by landlords, living month to month, held hostage by banks and corporations, living bailout to bailout, and then from the balcony, in the church, no less, high-powered rifle, U.S. government living war to war, ready to take out all 3 of them. Now, if you want to know about this, right here, in 2 weeks, we're doing a class. Is it 2 weeks? Is it the 13th? March 13th. Somebody's got a schedule. We're doing a class on the root of all evil. It's about money. Why is a doctor in a natural healthcare environment talking about money? Because they're trying to rob you blind and kill you. They're doing it through the money system. They're doing it through the banks and corporations. They're doing it through the landlords. They're doing it through the government. You need to understand there are a few very, very foundational things about money that you need to understand, and it ties into your healthcare. Because when people come to a natural healthcare place, one of the very first things, if you go to somebody, go to one of your friends, and you tell them all the amazing things, the drugs you've come off of, the surgeries you've avoided, all the stuff that you sidestepped from the medical establishment, let me prove it to you, money and healthcare go hand in hand. The first thing they're going to ask you is what?
Does he take insurance?
Does he take insurance? Or how much does it cost? Right? Because they have been so unindelibly, just completely brainwashed to think, I cannot pay for something. I've got insurance coverage. But if you tell them your insurance coverage only covers drugs and surgery, and if you don't want drugs and surgery, you're wasting your money, that short circuits their fuse, right? They've never heard that before. Because they go, well, my doctor wouldn't tell me drugs that I don't need. Yeah, he would. Doctor's telling you all kinds of crap that you don't need. I'm laying it out for you, because this isn't stuff I made up. This is stuff I've heard for years and years and years. You got a nurse of 50 years sitting here shaking her head going, yeah, heard it all. So in 2 weeks, we're going to be doing a class on money, because money, you can't live without it. Money won't buy you happiness, but it'll buy you freedom from a lot of stuff that you won't have to deal with. So I'm trying to educate our patients, not just on healthcare, but on money, because the two go hand in hand, right? Next. In America, you're 6 times more likely to be killed by a doctor than a gun. 3rd leading cause of death in the United States. Right there. Has been for decades. Has been since the 90s. Next. Behind each mask wearer is a mathematical equation involving A, the amount of TV they watched. B, reliance that person has on others for their self-worth. C, fear. D, research they refuse to do. And E, reliance they have on government for their own income. The greater these variables, the more intense the compliance to all things illogical and inhumane. They watch TV, they work for the government, or they're getting government handouts a lot of times. So, next. Do you want to be dependent on the government? Knowing where they're going and what they're doing? I'd say get out from under it as fast as you can. Lies Doctors Tell Part 6. 97 was Some Babies Just Don't Poop. Followed by 98, sometimes babies just die. I think I got all these from a peds nurse. Yeah, worked in the NICU. We have to reduce your fever. Your brain will cook itself. That's one of the most very common ones. We can give it to you for free. Just fill out the paperwork, and you get your blood thinner free for 1 year. Then we'll go from there. Because within 1 year, they'll be dependent on it, and they'll forget about even having to pay for it, and it'll just come right out of their bank account or their credit card. 101, this drug does not go into your blood. I'm serious. This is what they tell people. Just like the shot stays in your arm. You heard that one too, right? This is typical for a snake bite. Oh, that's an interesting story. Go back and watch the old one. We'll take great care of you. That's a lie. We don't know what this is, but we know that sleep has nothing to do with you getting better. We need to convert you to hospice. Your heart's stronger than it's ever been. You're allergic to water. You're allergic to sunlight. Your knees are really loose. No running or athletics for you. That one works great to scare a kid senseless if they have a heart valve thing, because that kid won't want to run, won't want to move, won't want to do athletics, and they'll lay there and die. That's a very effective one right there. You scare somebody about their heart valve when they're a 10 or 12-year-old girl wanting to play some tennis, but the doctor gets in her head and scares the crap right out of her. Oh, yeah, that's very effective. That's a good lie. Your stomach lining is too thin. It can't handle food. Where'd that one come from? Does that make any sense at all? Your uterus fell out. Where'd it go? The case of the missing uterus. Unbelievable. I mean, these people, they say this. If I had 15 other nurses that are patients here, if I had all the nurses come in here and I went through one of these, I bet you every one of them would nod their head going, yep, heard it. 112, we left the pain patch inside you after your knee replacement surgery. It's a new thing we're doing. Unbelievable. Next. It's just a harmless birth control pill to help with pain and bleeding. Ladies, you ever heard that one? Tinnitus is common at your age. It's harmless. Just get over it. You have diabetes with no symptoms. You're an asymptomatic carrier of the diabetes, right? Your diet has nothing to do with your diabetes or your blood sugar. Your fat rolls are genetic. Give your kids the brat diet, bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. Don't forget the Pedialyte, too. This is what your pediatricians and your doctors are teaching parents to feed their kids. Katerina, is this good? Bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast?
No.
What's it full of?
Sugar.
Is that kid going to get better?
No.
It's going to get sicker.
Yep.
More antibiotics, more steroids, more inhalers. See? Give them the brat diet. Plus, they're calling your kid a brat, and they're getting you to do it too. Funny, huh? See, they spit right in your face and get you to thank them, right? It's a myth that girls need to have a period. Oh, the story behind that one. Very interesting. Okay? Number 120, I can tell you're uncomfortable. We can book you into the hospital next week, give you some induction medications. That's what that was all about. We got all the tumor except one little spot. Now we need radiation, but the radiation isn't as bad as it used to be. Why didn't they get that one little spot? They got it all but one little spot. How many times do you hear that? Well, they went in and they did surgery and they got all the tumor, but just one little spot they couldn't get. Right? You've heard it. Have you heard it or have you heard it? You've all heard it. There's a light on the pill bottle that goes off at 7:30. If you don't take the pill by 8:30, you get a text or a call from the doctor's office. That's a new, yeah, I showed an article those were out in 2014. I just had never heard of them. So that's all the old stuff. You ready for the new stuff? That only took an hour and a half. No big deal. All right, ready? Number 123, here goes. Lies Doctors Tell Part 7, boom. Patient, I have atrial fibrillation. I say to them, your doctor told you that? Patient says, no, my iWatch. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. You've got a government tracking device wrapped around your pulse points, and the government tracking device diagnoses you with atrial fibrillation. So give it 5 years. What do you think artificial intelligence is going to be doing? I said, get rid of your government tracking device. I don't know if he followed through. Although I've ruined a lot of iWatches for people. A lot of stocking stuffers went right in the trash after they figured out, oh yeah, why am I wearing something that's totally tracking me and telling them when I'm home and when I'm not home? Why am I doing this? Nobody's important enough to have their emails arrive on their watch. Nobody. Nobody. You hear me? Nobody's that important. All right, 124. You're on the lowest dose possible. Why would that be an issue? Because if a patient says to a doctor, hey, I don't want to be on, things got a lot of side effects. His rebuttal is going to be that. Yes or yes? You're on the lowest dose possible. Oh, really? Well, couldn't I just cut this in half? Well, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to. You're on the lowest dose. See how they lie? You're not on the lowest dose possible. The lowest dose possible would be what? 0. You're not on the lowest dose possible. You're a liar. You're lying to her face. And you're getting her to go, oh, okay. Well, so I'm killing myself, but I'm doing it really slowly. Correct. Exactly. Right. But if you took that whole bottle all at once, you would die. So if you took that bottle not all at once over a long period of time, are you still dying? Yes, just very slowly, almost imperceptibly. Yes. Number 125. Oh, I love it. With this condition, fill in the blank, it doesn't matter what you eat. How do you know that's true? Go to any hospital cafeteria. No. And you've been there. You've gone to visit people. You know what I'm talking about. Go to the hospital cafeteria and see what they're feeding the cafeteria people, but then just go sit in the hospital, go to somebody's room and see what they're feeding the patients. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then as you walk down in the lobby of the hospital, make sure to stop at the McDonald's and get some chicken nuggets, and then go right across the lobby and stop at the Starbucks and get a Frappuccino, and then put them together. Because that's the lobby of every hospital. There's one of those. Doesn't matter what you eat, though, because you got there on the cardiac floor from eating all the crap in the lobby. 126. You're allergic to your dryer sheets. How is this a lie? Everybody's allergic to toxic chemicals, aren't they? So your dryer sheets are toxic, cancer-causing God knows what, right? One of the worst things you could possibly have in your house is that. So when somebody says you're allergic to poison, how's he going to fix it?
Poison.
With more poison. Allergy pills, Zyrtec, Singulair, inhalers, steroids. You're allergic to your dryer sheets. They're poisonous. Well, here, take all this poison. Jeez. Doesn't make any sense. 127. To lose weight, just exercise more than you eat. Then we can put you on Ozempic. And I'm pretty sure Ozempic, don't quote me on this one, but you do know that there's an increasing number of drugs out there that are based on reptilian poisons, right? Snake poison, snake venom. A lot of the drugs out there, many drugs are used because they figured out that this certain chemical in a snake bite will slow down the heart or will coagulate the blood, or what do most snake bites do? They thin the blood. So most of your lisinopril came from snake venom. Look it up.
I used to take that before I came here.
Look it up. I know. So before she came here, she used to take snake venom, lisinopril. Ozempic is one of those. Don't quote me on it, but I think the Gila monster. You guys know what a Gila monster is? I think Ozempic is Gila monster venom. Don't quote me on it. I'm just saying it out. I might be wrong. I can look it up and figure out what the Gila monster. You guys know what the Gila monsters are? Nasty Komodo dragon-looking things that you bite. They bite you, and they're poison. That poison that they bite. I think they're in Africa or New Zealand or Australia or something. Just a brutal, nasty, dirty little critter. But they're called the Gila monster, Gila, and I believe Ozempic is from them. I could be wrong. I'll look it up. If one of you wants to know, I can look it up. Next. Your daughter has spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy with oral dysphagia. She won't last past 4 years old. And then the parent will memorize that right there and be able to spit it out. Spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy with oral dysphagia. What does that say? Her muscles, 2 of her legs or arms, whichever one, are spastic. She has cerebral palsy from low oxygen, probably during the birthing procedure. That's where most of it comes from. And then oral dysphagia means she can't speak. So she won't live past 4 years. How's that a lie? Well, all of this is just a diagnosis. They're not saying why she's like that. And they're not saying why she won't live past 4 years old. But don't you just love when they pronounce an expiration date on a human? because they're gods and they know everything, right? I just love that. But point that I want you to get is most parents are going to memorize that, and they're going to go home and they're going to Google it and go down the WebMD Medscape rabbit hole, and they're going to learn everything they can, and they're going to figure out where the top 3 specialists in the world are, and they're going to go there, and they're going to say, my daughter has spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy with oral dysphagia. Can you help my daughter? And then we're going to go, well, I work on spastic quadriplegic oral dysphagia patients all the time. Yes, I'm the top person in the nation. And then she's going to move there, and then she's going to become best friends with the whole office staff, and just drug after drug after drug. Are they ever going to fix the oral dysphagia? Or the spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy? No, they're going to drug her until she dies. The reason she won't live past 4 years old is because of the drugs. But if these parents wake up and get her off the drugs, she'll stick around 20, 30 years. Who knows, right? How? Because I've seen it. I've seen it. Next. Number 129. You see this on every billboard, every town. Our cardiac stroke care is considered top 10 in the country. Do you ever see, our stroke care is the bottom of the barrel. You're having a stroke? Come wait 2.5 hours in our ER. You never see that, right? I don't know how, all the time, all of these hospitals are always in the top 10. All of them. All of them. I've never seen anything outside of the top 10. You never see like top 500, right? It's just fascinating to me. And people believe it. Number 130. Oh yeah, you just saw the meme, you just saw the article. Raw milk's dangerous. Definitely drink that soy milk. You'll get some gynecomastia. You guys know what gynecomastia is? Man titties. Get some man titties. Yes. You don't want raw milk, get that soy milk. Cancer, 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 cancer. Gynecomastia. You're going to go home and Google it, aren't you? It's man titties. I said it 3 times. Yes, I did. Next. So patient says, this is a literal word-for-word quote. Literal word-for-word quote. I've had 3 back surgeries, and I need 1 more in January. The hospital and the doctors are just so great. What's wrong with that statement? Now, this isn't a lie that a doctor told. That's pretty close, though. So patient's saying this. What's the problem with the statement? I want you to think critically. What's the problem with the statement?
Why do they need another surgery?
Say it louder.
Why do they need another surgery?
Correct, nurse of 50 years plus, Wida. Why do they need, so you had 3 back surgeries and you need another one. The hospital and the doctors are so great. If they're so great, why do you got to have another surgery? But see, the mind control, people are fluoridated, indoctrinated, vaccinated, cosmeticated, how? Like they've already got you golden goosed up for a 4th surgery, and you're praising your abductors. Thank you, sir. May I have another? You're praising the person who is capitalizing off of your ill health. You're praising them. Crazy, isn't it? It's a mental illness. 132. I think I've heard this one so many times, it just ended up in this whole thing five times. Your kids have ADD and need medication. However, I wanted to add a little note to this. A little while ago, somebody came in and said something about the school breakfasts. And I said, whoa, wait. I may have mentioned this in another class, but I said something along the lines of, you meant school lunches. And she said, no, school breakfast. School breakfast? When did this happen? She's like, 20, 25 years ago. When we first moved here to Tennessee, it was happening then. And that was 20, she did the math because she's got a couple kids. And she's like, yeah, that was like 20-something years ago. And I just stopped and I thought, I just solved the mystery of the universe. She said, what do you mean? So I know exactly why all the kids are sicker than hell. Why is that? Because the government's feeding them breakfast and lunch. I didn't know the government schools, I didn't know they were doing school breakfasts. I only knew school lunches. So somebody today said, yeah, you mentioned that in a class a little while ago. She said, it made me realize when I was in school, she said, what did she say? She said, they gave us Scooby snacks, which were like graham crackers. Does this sound familiar to anybody? Scooby snacks? What is it?
I like crackers.
It's crackers?
Yeah.
Like graham crackers type of stuff? Okay.
And they're free.
And they're free from the government, from Michael Obama. So she said, and the food in the backpacks is sent home with kids on the weekends as well. So in a noble effort to keep all of your kids healthy and fertile and, attentive in class, many schools only allow diet sodas rather than regular sodas. Is that right? You can't get regular sodas, you can get diet sodas. You see the problem with that? The diet sodas, what do the diet sodas have in them?
Aspartame.
What is aspartame?
Poison.
A potent neurotoxin that poisons your nervous system. So now I looked at her and I said, I just solved the problem of the universe. What do you mean? I figured out why all the kids are sick. They don't have ADD. They don't need medication. It's because the damn government's trying to kill them 2 out of 3 meals. Taking authority from the parents and getting another government handout so the government can poison the kid and turn them into a pharmaceutical customer for the rest of their lives. Fascinating, isn't it? And I had no idea what was happening. So remember, government food does not negatively affect your child's attention. They definitely need Adderall. Oh, and what is Adderall again? If you remember from a couple classes back, what is Adderall? Legalized meth. It's the same chemical structure as methamphetamine. Cook it in a bathtub, go to prison for the rest of your life. Cook it in a laboratory, government will pay you to sell it. Yep, that's how it works. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say that the way that came about is they said that a lot of parents were not able to, or didn't have money to feed their kids on the weekend, and they didn't want their children,
Right.
the children to go hungry through the weekend.
So parents
That's why
didn't
they
have...
were sending-
Yeah, so they played the game. The government played the game that the parents didn't have money to feed the kids on the weekends, so let us feed the kids on the weekends. Why didn't the parents have the money to feed the kids on the weekends? Because they get 40% of their paycheck taxed by who? The government. The government. The same government that's stealing your money is the same government that's poisoning your kids. But most people, they're too busy watching the stupid bowl and the Grammys to figure it out, right? So your kids have ADD and they need medication. BS. Your kids don't have ADD. And if you want to know what's up with the ADD thing, watch this class. Land of the Free, Home of the Crazed, or go back and watch You Don't Have a Chemical Imbalance. And that'll teach you everything you need to know about anxiety, the depression, the ADD, the ADHD, all that stuff. Next, 133. You should just expect this at your age. You'll just live with this forever, because when you get to be a certain age, everything just starts falling apart as they pronounce a demonic curse over your life. And you agree with it, and you come in alignment with it, and you receive it, and you carry it into your house, and you repeat it over yourself. And then your old, broken down aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas that believe this crap for decades start repeating it to you when they start seeing you limp, or they start seeing you look a little slower going up the stairs. Oh, see? It's catching up on you now. You just got to fall apart. No, you don't. The fastest way to fall apart is put these megalomaniac, idiot demon worshipers in charge of your health. That's how they'll make you fall apart. They'll cut you and they'll drug you. 134. I hear some kind of variation of this every day. The doctors told me, and just fill in the blank. You're allergic to fish, tomatoes, nightshades, eggs, cheese, dairy, and meat. Yeah, like the nightshades, the things that go on lamps. You're allergic to fish, tomatoes, eggs, cheese, dairy, and meat. So let's just say that they said, you're allergic to eggs, cheese, dairy, and meat. What are you going to eat from there on out? Bread, pasta, noodles, cakes, candies, cereals. I got to stay away from that stuff God made, and I have to eat that stuff some atheist made in a laboratory. You see what I mean? They're lying to you. You are not allergic to anything that God made. You might be allergic to some tilapia that they raised on a farm and they fed genetically modified grain to. Your body might be allergic to, yeah, your body might have a problem with that, but that's not the fish God created. That's the fish man modified in a farm with laboratory food. Right? So you have to define these terms nowadays, like eggs, cheese, dairy, meat. You can't just go to somebody and go, well, dairy's your problem. Well, which dairy? Is it Farmer Joe Happy Cow dairy? Or is it, from the supermarket? Cooked and modified and pasteurized and, GMO'd and all this stuff. You have to define some of these words. Water. You have to define water these days. Is it alkaline water? Is it deionized water? Is it distilled water? Is it reverse osmosis water? Is it mineral water? Is it bottled water? Is it plastic water? Is it vinyl chloride water? Is it East Palestine water? You have to define these terms. People are always all the time, is meat good for you? I don't know. Depends on the meat. That's kind of a big, broad category, isn't it? Next, number 135. What do we got? You don't have any, sound familiar? You made it. You made the big time, girlfriend. You don't have any cavities today. Your fillings from last time are perfectly working. Oh my God. Oh, that's such a good one. See, I'm going to make a whole different, like the last one we did a couple weeks ago was lies chiropractors tell. This is lies doctors tell, but at some point I'm going to make a lies dentists tell. I've got a lot of dental assistants and dental hygienists and stuff. So lies dentists tell, there would be number one right there. You don't have any cavities today. Your fillings from last time are working. Now, why would a filling keep her teeth from developing other cavities? I mean, it couldn't have anything to do with cutting sugar. It couldn't have anything to do with eating more healthy. It couldn't have anything to do with not drinking crap. Right? Couldn't have anything to do with that. It's definitely not changing your toothpaste, changing your diet, It's not any of that. It's the fillings. It's the fillings, right? Number 136. I love this one. This was a recent one. If we remove your thyroid, it will eventually be easier for you to get pregnant. I had to, I know. I had to do a double take. It's just stupid. It's just, we're just going to cut you. Closely related to number 137. Your speech impediment is caused by your adenoids. We need to remove them. Shocking. Shocking, isn't it? And then 138, you hear this one frequently. Your body needs sugar. It's necessary for survival. Tell that to the Eskimos. Tell that to the Native Americans. Tell that to practically every society before the 1500s. Shocking, isn't it? Shocking. Number 139. I hear this regularly. Well, if it's working for you, I guess just keep doing it. Sound familiar? Anybody? So, story. You end up going to doctors for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, fill in the blank, until you finally realize they're killing me, I'm paying a bunch of money, I'm taking poisons, and all they want to do is cut me and shove stuff up my butt. You finally realize it, and so you go to somebody like me. Somebody like me takes you, wrings you by the neck, brings you to a class like this, spits stuff in your face that actually breaks your mind open so that you have eyes to see and ears to hear from that point on, and then you wake up and you go, wait a minute, I don't want to go to these pricks anymore. This is stupid. So then you come here and you start learning all this stuff, and then the first thing you're going to do is change your diet, regrow some of your organs, and then because you've been in the system for 20, 30, 40 years, you're going to do what? You're going to go back to the medical doctor to get his seal of approval, right? So the medical doctor is going to see what? You've improved, you've dumped a bunch of weight, yada, yada, yada. The drugs must finally be working. But then you come out and you go, well, I haven't been taking the drugs. And then the doctor is going to go, oh, well, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. Is he ever going to ask you, oh, so, God, you've been coming to me for 40 years. I've never seen you look healthier. Your blood labs that we just did, I get this all day long too, your blood labs that we pulled, your blood labs are looking beautiful. I've never seen your blood labs look so good. What are you doing? Well, I'm staying away from your poison BS. I'm doing exactly opposite of what you told me to do for 40 years. I'm going to a homeopathic, naturopathic, holistic chiropractor that teaches me this and this and that, and you've lost him already. Am I right or am I right? So with this particular patient, though, this is fabulous because, okay, he had perfect blood pressure, blood panels, the whole 9 yards, even though he was still smoking. People come to me, I don't care if you smoke, just don't smoke the bad stuff. Don't smoke the stuff with a bunch of chemicals in it. Smoke the good stuff. Smoke stuff that's not poisoned. People have never heard that. It's very simple. Smoke the stuff that they're not trying to kill you with. Smoke the, yeah, you'll pay more for it, but go get good tobacco, right? Don't kill yourself with Camel and Marlboro and all this other stuff. It's not the tobacco that gives you cancer. It's the chemicals in the tobacco that give you cancer. It's not the tobacco, right?
We used to grow tobacco as a
Yeah.
money crop, and I mean, a lot of poison.
Oh, yeah. And my family's from Kentucky. So everywhere in Kentucky, it used to be tobacco. Now, because of the government, nobody can grow tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
What does that tell you? When you have nicotinic acetylcholine receptors in every cell of your body, nicotinic acetylcholine receptors. Remember that from school? We won't get into that right now. But so he went to the doctor just to get checked up. I think he had a DOT physical or something like that. I don't know. But he's smoking the good stuff now. Anyway, the patient, he had perfect blood pressure. He had perfect blood labs because he'd been going here for a long time. And I just told him, hey, yo, throw down the Camels and the Marlboros and just smoke this and this, and it won't kill you. Really? He expected me to tell him you got to quit cold turkey because all the doctors have been telling him you got to quit cold turkey for the last 30 years or whatever. So he gets healthy, walks back into the doctor's office. He's healthier than the doctor's ever seen. And the doctor goes, you must have quit smoking. Nope. Well, what are you doing? And he tells him. And the doctor just looks at him like he's got a third eye in the middle of his forehead, right? The doctor says, well, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. The most ignorant answer you could ever give to what the guy just said he's been doing. Wouldn't a doctor, if he cared about people, wouldn't a doctor go, well, holy cow, I got to figure out what this guy's doing, right? You'd think. But he doesn't. That's the farthest the conversation goes. So the question you have to ask yourself is why? When somebody gets healthy, why does a doctor roll his eyes at a patient who gets better without poisoning himself?
Because he's losing his customer.
He's losing a customer because he's got the market cornered on health, or so he says, right? So, funny story. That's great. The guy's still smoking. He's healthy as a horse, healthiest he's ever been. He's still smoking. And the doctor's just, the doctor can't wrap his mind around it. Nor does he have any plans to. Number 140. If you don't take these eye drops, you'll go blind. What's in the eye drops? Stuff to make you go blind. I've had a lot of eye stuff lately with people. Here's one, 141. Oh, I love this one. Your retina's detaching. By law, I have to tell you that you need surgery. However, I wouldn't do it. Surgery will make it worse. How do you fix a detached retina? Hang out. I'll show you. I'll tell you. Huh?
They did laser on mine.
Oh, well, yeah, we do fix the retinal detachment with no laser. Yeah. LASIK, you mean? Or you laser here?
No.
Oh, different laser. Yeah, cutting laser. 142. 142. Astigmatisms never go away. Your eyes will just keep getting worse. Is that true? To most of the world. Why? Because their eyes are falling apart and continue to fall apart. When they come here, what happens with your eyes? They get better. And your stigmatisms dry up and blow away. But hey, if you went to the doctor, it happens with every eye exam. Somebody comes here and they go and they finally, eventually, they're like, my eyes are getting blurrier. And I'm just like, no, they're not. They're getting better. And then they go to the eye doctor, right? Because their glasses have changed. The prescription that their eyes need has changed. And now they're looking through glasses that are old, right? And so their eyes are getting better, but their glasses are staying the same. So they go to the eye doctor, and the eye doctor takes one look at them and does all his fancy stuff. And he goes, what are you doing? And then they say, same thing as old boy in 141, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Oh, well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. But it's really weird that I've never seen astigmatisms go away. They never go away. Oh, yeah? Well, why wouldn't you take some notes, right? So that's where we got that one. Number 143. Here's another I one. Oh, no. That's not an I one. Number 143, I've heard this so many times. This one showed up before. You have to stop eating those damn vegetables. Immediately. Stop it. Vegetables. You're not supposed to eat all those vegetables. Stuff just grows out of the ground. God made that stuff. You're not supposed to eat that. Unbelievable. Oh, this one. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Why has this one never made it across my desk before? 144, right here. Oh, you're lucky to be alive. Someone up there must like you. Oh, where does the word lucky come from? Anybody? Nobody? I thought somebody would know. Lucky. It's believing in luck. It's believing in Lucifer. It's the root word of Lucifer. Lucky. So when you say, oh, you just got lucky, he got Lucifered. Or if you just go, oh, yeah, if you're lucky, you'll do this and that. Mark that word out of your vocabulary. That's where that word comes from. Think about it, like lucky in a casino, right? Who runs the casinos? Who runs the games? Who runs the throwing the dice? Who runs the betting, the gambling? It ain't God, is it?
So many people say, I'm just so lucky I met my husband, not blessed.
Yeah, I know.
Never say blessed. I
Yeah.
say blessed to everything.
Blessed. Yeah, you're not
If
lucky.
it's-
You just got Lucifered. You just got lucky, you just got Lucifered. FYI. So here, they're spitting in your face almost. I mean, someone up there must like you. Well, yeah, they don't believe in the God you believe in because they're wearing snakes on their name tags in 99% of the time, right? You're lucky to be alive. Someone up there must like you. So up there must like you. No, God loves me. God doesn't like me. God loves us, right? There's so many different lies in that one sentence. It's crazy. God must like you. That's crazy for a doctor. Yeah. Someone up there. Yeah. Oh, there's another lie. Lie number 4, someone up there. Can you please be more specific? Unbelievable. Good one. She called another one. That's 4 lies in 2 sentences. Man, they're batting 1,000 right there. And then, okay, well, yeah, we'll just blow through these. Last couple ones here, and this is just kind of the last 5 are just a bonus of the COVID's extended dance remix version of that I wanted to give you for the last 3 years. Now they're saying this, eggs and gas stoves will give you blood clots and heart conditions. Remember, these are the same doctors that have lied to you about the other 144 things. Men can menstruate with frozen tomato paste. Do I have to explain that one? I don't? Okay. I really hope I don't have to explain that one. I'm not kidding. The American Academy of Pediatrics and the American Medical Association are saying dudes can have babies. Get out of the system. Get out of the system. I'm telling you, I've been telling you this for 9 years, trying to get people broken out of the system, knowing that stuff like this was coming. It doesn't take long. You read the Bible and you go, that's a vaccine. They will punch vaccines through people's right hand and their forehead. At some point in time, it's going to be part of the mark. It's always been that way. So in the last 9 years, since we've been open, I've been trying desperately to break as many people out of this godforsaken Babylonian witchcraft, voodoo, mysticism, religion of healthcare in the United States as humanly possible. That's my mission. Number 147, crickets, mealworms, and bugs are good for you. Same dudes. Same dudes. They're probably putting them in the government food at the schools, the breakfast and the lunch, right? Get off the government dole if you're on it. How do you do that? Make your own money. Get inspired to get away from disability, from Medicare, from Social Security, from anything having to do with the government. Break away from it. Number 148. Your children need the new COVID shot to be fully vaccinated. You do know it was just added to the childhood vaccination schedule. Yep. As if they didn't have enough vaccines, right? And then here's my favorite as of the last 3 years. This is great. Gender is only a social construct, but you got to affirm it by drugs and surgery. It's only social construct. It's only in society, but we have to give people drugs and surgery to make sure that they're fully confused. Perfect. All right. Last housekeeping. Commercial break? Oh, right there it is. Which button do you push? You get it? You get it? You don't get it? You don't get it? They're saying that gender, male and female, is only a social thing. It's a thing that's been imposed on us by white colonists. Male and female, there's really no binary male-female thing. I'm non-binary. It's a social construct. But the only other choice you have is that social construct with gender. We need to affirm it with surgery and hormones, because the only way you're going to get a dude to even resemble a girl is with surgery and hormones. So I thought we weren't trying to make gender a social construct, but we're trying to turn a dude into a girl and a girl into a dude, right? See the logic that is absent in those who are demonically possessed, which we call mental illness now? That's the dichotomy there. It's brilliant. Like, that's how the devil thinks. That's so confusing. And if you don't know what to look for, you'd fall into that trap, right? We got one more? Fabulous. Okay. All right. Everybody wind up your phones, haul them back, and chuck them. No, I'm just
Tried
kidding.
this a few times. Still not working. All right. This patient has been a patient for almost a year, and she said, I hurt my wrist and thought something was either broken or torn because it hurt so bad for so long. After just a few adjustments, laser and pulse, my wrist is now pain-free. Great.
I had to explain that one to Gordon. Did you get it now?
I wouldn't push either one.
Did you figure it out?
I just walk away.
I wouldn't push any. I'd just walk away. I would hope you would. But that's them. Did you see that? Go back to that. Gosh, I have to point it out. Go back. Sorry, Ryan. That's not you. See the flag here? That's not you pushing the button. That's them. Da, 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 da. They finally got it. There we go. So I had to explain it a little bit. Okay, I think that's it. Are we good? No other I didn't miss a commercial break or anything? Okay, great. 2 weeks, the root of all evil. It's a class about money. It's a class about healthcare. It's a class where how it all went wrong. And it's something that everybody really needs to hear. We're kind of reaching out, and I mean, we've already blown away every class that has to do with chemical imbalance and cancer and CBD and autoimmune conditions and yada, yada, yada. You name a disease, there's nothing that walks through the door that we can't handle. So we've already done all the disease classes. We've already done all the stuff. Pharmakia, cult of modern death care, what's in the supplements, how to eat, what do I eat, yada, yada, yada. So we're rolling out some really cool stuff in the near future. And one of those things I want to do is the next class, 2 weeks down the road, is a class on money. And why people don't have money is because they don't understand money. Because they've been suckered into 401ks and IRAs and Wall Street nonsense to steal their money from them so that they're not in control of it. And then whatever they have left over, they keep in a bank so the government can tax with inflation. Right? So we're going to talk about money. Why do we do it? Because your other doctors aren't. That's why we're doing it. People need to be educated on this stuff and give you some solid practical things to start thinking about in ways that maybe might save your life, because keeping your money in the bank is a horrible, horrible, horrible idea right now, the way things are going. So in 2 weeks, that's the class, The Root of All Evil. And then 4 weeks, what's the next one? I forget. Does anybody have a schedule? And 2 weeks after that, it'll be the 13th and the 27th, just like it was this month, because somehow February and March ended up having the same layout of the days. 2 weeks from now, I don't know. Or 2 weeks from the root of all evil. I cannot remember. No idea? Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Any questions before we close out? Yes, sir.
What's a thyroid and what is it used for?
A thyroid? What is a thyroid and what is it used for?
Yeah.
Ryan, you want to answer that? Oh, you had your hand up.
Say
Like.
what you mean what you say. Part 3 is the 27th.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Thank you, Ryan. Yes. Say what you mean what you say is on March 27th. So we'll continue with the wheel. You come, you spin, and we'll tackle the subject that you spin on. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. What's your thyroid? It's an organ right here that manages your endocrine system, all your hormones, basically. that's run by your brain. And what is a thyroid and what is it used for? Usually I just kick, I kick them down the street just to make noise. I don't know. They're usually falling out of people's necks. Doctors just cut them out and leave them hanging on trees and stuff. I grab them and I punt them, kick them through field goals. Nothing better to do with them, You can't feed them to the chickens or anything. Just kidding. No, it's an endocrine organ and it's everything. It's your temperature of your body. It's your heart rate, all kinds of stuff. It's used for a lot of stuff. Yeah. Why are you asking about thyroid? Just curious?
He just didn't understand what it was on the slideshow.
Oh, thyroid. Yeah.
And also the story about that Gatorade.
Oh, story about the Gatorade? I'll tell you here. Thyroid is an organ right here we can talk about, or a gland. I'll tell you about it. We ready to shut off? Let's shut everything down, yeah? All right, Dr. Brett Spradlin, Divine Design Natural Health, signing off. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Yay! Down.